Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Liverpool in contact with Bayern Munich over Luis Diaz transfer. Liverpool are yet to acknowledge a second bid from Bayern Munich for forward Luis Diaz, but the two clubs remain in contact over a potential transfer. Diaz is a key target for Bundesliga champions Bayern this summer, and Liverpool have already rejected a first offer worth around £59 million. Friday afternoon brought reports of a second bid of upwards of €67.5 million. £58.8 million, with the expectation the Colombian will sign a 4-year contract. However, this, as Anfield understands, while the two clubs remain in dialogue, there is no indication as of yet of a new offer having arrived. Bayern are persistent in their communication over a deal for Diaz, with the player clearly open to joining the German side. Diaz is still with the Liverpool squad in Hong Kong and was part of a lively training session at the Kai Tak Sports Park on Friday morning. The likelihood is that he will make his first appearance of pre-season when the Reds face AC Milan in their opening friendly of the Asia Tour on Saturday morning. He was absent from the 3-1 win over Preston, which kicked off the warm-up schedule, and one of few not involved in the 5-0 thrashing of Stoke behind closed doors shortly before Liverpool departed for the Far East. Liverpool had dismissed early contact from both Barcelona and Bayern out of hand, insisting their number 7 is not for sale. However, they now remain in dialogue with Bayern, who are seemingly desperate to get a deal over the line, having made a new top-level attacker one of their priorities in the transfer window. Bayern have allowed both Leroy Sane and Thomas Muller to leave on free transfers while sanctioning a permanent £30 million deal for Mathys Tel with Tottenham. Jamal Musiala underwent surgery after breaking both his leg and ankle during the Club World Cup quarter-final defeat to Paris Saint-Germain earlier this month, keeping the attacking midfielder out for the long term. Michael Ollis, Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman are all available as wide options in support of Harry Kane, while a decision could be made on returning loanee Brian Zaragoza. A deal is in the works for Stuttgart striker Nick Woltmade, but the pursuit of Diaz would be separate to any move for the 23-year-old. Luis Diaz sell-on clause discussed as Bayern Munich prepare €75 million bid. Bayern Munich are preparing their second offer to Liverpool for Luis Diaz, with the Bundesliga side reportedly considering a sell-on clause to sweeten the deal. Diaz is currently with the Liverpool squad in Hong Kong and took part in an intense open training session at the Kai Tak Sports Park Stadium on Thursday. But the Colombian has already informed the club of his desire to leave this summer following contact with both Barcelona and Bayern Munich, while Barcelona have since moved on and completed the loan signing of Marcus Rashford. Bayern remain very much in the running. Bild reported earlier this week that the German champions are set to offer as much as €75 million, £65.2 million, for the forward, which is just shy of the €80 million, £69.5 million, claimed to have been informally agreed between Liverpool and Diaz for his exit. To make up the difference, Bild now claim that Bayern are discussing the inclusion of a sell-on clause, which would benefit Liverpool if the player were to move again. If he is sold to Saudi Arabia in, say, 3 years, Diaz is set to receive a 4-year contract. Liverpool can receive some of that fee, it is explained. Furthermore, Bayern are now very optimistic that the deal can be finalized in the next 7 to 10 days. It is claimed that Diaz's agent, Raul Costa, spent several days on Merseyside prior to the trip to Asia to negotiate and sound out the possibilities of a deal. Liverpool have already rejected a bid worth around £59 million for their number 7, but they could seemingly do business for closer to that £69.5 million price tag. The club have repeatedly stressed that Diaz is not for sale, but as with the reporting around Alexander Isak's situation at Newcastle, that position is seemingly flexible. If Liverpool were to part ways with last season's first-choice striker, it would almost certainly require a top-level replacement being brought in. That could well be Isak himself, with the Swede also having told his club that he prefers to leave the summer after an informal approach from the Premier League champions, who were willing to break the British transfer record for him. Darwin Núñez and Federico Chiesa are also likely to depart along with Ben Doak, though Hugo Ekitike has already arrived from Eintracht Frankfurt. Liverpool striker makes shock move after rejecting new contract. Liverpool have seen young striker Ranel Young, who was twice involved in the first team under Arne Slot, make a surprise move to Serbia this summer. Young made the bench for the 3-2 win away to Brighton in the Carabao Cup in October, and again in the 1-0 loss to Plymouth in the FA Cup in February. But the 19-year-old was one of 15 academy players who went into the summer uncertain over his contract on Merseyside. Though Liverpool offered Young a new deal, he opted to reject it and has now made a shock switch to the Serbian second tier. FK Usi, the Belgrade side who won the third division in 2024/25, officially announced the signing on Friday morning. Young joins ahead of their opening game of the Serbian First League campaign against FK Kabul next week and is expected to take up a key role leading the line. It is certainly a move out of the left field, and the youngster would no doubt have received offers from elsewhere in the English football pyramid. But joining FK Usi should give him the opportunity of a regular first-team role already, while others released such as Lewis Enahoromarcus, Leeds, and Harry Evers, Sheffield Wednesday, have joined other academies. He is the fifth player to leave Liverpool's youth ranks and find another club so far this summer, with Dominic Cornice, the New Saints, and Jakobo Drzinski, Orbro SK, also signing deals elsewhere. Liverpool have agreed extensions with at least 6 of the 8 youth talents they offered new deals ahead of the expiry of their previous terms this summer. Welity Lucky, Terence Miles, Emmanuel Aroboma, Michael Laffey, Karim Ahmed and Kirol Figueroa have all penned fresh terms, while it is unclear at this stage whether midfielder Kyle Kelly has followed suit. Young joined the Reds from Huddersfield as an U12s player and went on to become a regular fixture of the U21s last season. He did so having been converted from a winger to a role as a number 9, which proved successful as he developed impressively in a central area. Hugo Ekitike says he is happy to play alone or with another striker. Hugo Ekitike believes his versatility can be an asset to Arne Slot's attacking line, with Liverpool's newest signing happy to play also with another striker. Ekitike joins Liverpool as the first specialist attacking signing of the summer, but is unlikely to be the last brought in, with interest in a British record deal for Alexander Isak and the potential for another addition out wide. The £79 million striker could face competition for a starting spot. But speaking upon his official unveiling at Liverpool's pre-season camp in Hong Kong, the 23-year-old said he is happy to play in any role. "I mean, I do what the coach asks me to do, but yeah, I like to do everything," Ekitike told the club's official website. "I can't define myself only as a striker who likes to finish. I like to play, I like to be in the game, in the collective part of play, and create also. So, I can do both. I can play alone and I like to play also with another striker, and I think that's what makes me versatile, but you know now in this football you need to adapt." Ekitike has joined Liverpool from Eintracht Frankfurt, and this is Anfield understands the club will pay a guaranteed £69 million with a further £10 million in add-ons. It is a significant sum, currently the third most the club have ever paid for a player, and that should come with a crucial role in Slot's squad. While at Frankfurt he would often play in a two-man attack alongside now Man City forward Omar Marmish, and his ability to drop deep and build attacks as well as finishing moves with runs off the shoulder made him a devastating outlet. Those qualities could lend themselves to either a lone striker role or one working off another centre-forward, say, Isak if he does arrive from Newcastle. For the Frenchman, the motivation to join Liverpool came from his conversations with Slot, who convinced him Anfield was the right place for him as the Reds push for more silverware. "We had a very good first discussion together," Ekitike said. "Obviously the coach is very human, so we could talk not only about football, but about everything. I find him very interesting, and I was very pleased to see what I can do with him because I think he is a really nice guy and I can still improve and progress with him. So, yeah, he is a really good coach and good person first, so that's why he made me want to come here." He added, "When you see a coach that can make and improve players, you know you want to be with him and progress because you know he can make you go to the next step. And if you want to go higher, I think it's the right choice to do." West Ham in talks for Harvey Elliott, but price way too high. Harvey Elliott is of interest to West Ham this summer, but his price tag is deemed far too high for the Londoners. While Liverpool have yet to receive a second bid for Luis Diaz, Elliott recently admitted he needs to be selfish in his decision on whether to leave Liverpool this summer or not. Premier League clubs and Leipzig have been among those mooted with interest, with the club said to be seeking a £50 million fee. West Ham are interested in Elliott and Tyler Morton and remain in talks. But the Mail reports that the current asking price for the number 19 is way too high. A source from the London club has disclosed that they love them, but sadly, any deal is a long way off. However, it was mentioned that the possibility of a loan with a later option to buy is being discussed for Elliott, but that mightn't appeal to Liverpool or the player. It would be sad to say farewell to a player who clearly loves the club, but you struggle to see when he will get any minutes. This is Anfield understands that Liverpool and Bayern Munich remain in dialogue, but as of yet no new offer has arrived for Diaz after the first bid of £59 million was rejected. Alexander Isak wants Liverpool, and it's his priority. Fabrizio Romano has underlined on X, he loves to say the same thing in different fonts but will kindly take it. Hugo Ekitike has insisted he is happy to play also with another striker. We'll take that as a subtle hint that Isak would be perfect company for the Frenchman up top. New Al Hilal head coach Simone Inzaghi has reportedly asked club officials to sign Darwin Núñez, and talks are now underway. Newcastle's owners would effectively be passing on money for Isak. Lovely. Left-back Owen Beck has signed a new long-term contract and agreed a loan move to Derby in the Championship. It's his 5th loan spell. He's still only 22. Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.